I don't know. How do you want to start it?
Well, I suppose we should probably talk.
Oh, should we?
Potentially.
Like, hey.
Oh, hey!
Oh,
Oh, didn't notice you there.
Like, you can have that a little bit more.
All right.
Yeah.
No. How about right there?
There we go. Well, hello everybody. This is the week of June 2nd.
That's what the calendar says.
That's what the calendar says. So today, June 2nd, special day. This is, for more than one reason. This is the release of our first ever episode.
Also Captain Underpants.
That's true. And Wonder Woman.
So,
good weekend.
3 in 1.
Yeah.
We're a good middle ground between Captain Underpants and Wonder Woman, I think.
Yeah. A little bit of epicness, but with a little bit of underpants.
No, it just sounds like Wonder Woman.
Oh, that's true. All right. Well, just to let you guys know about the show, it's going to be a weekly, maybe bi-weekly series that we want to start doing, where we're going to talk to you guys and to each other about things that we all have in common, mainly entertainment, or, local news and things like that. But today we have something special, and we want to theme a few of the episodes and give kind of special projects or,
We're going to have a special.
It's going to be a special.
It's going to be very special.
And we're going to try to highlight a lot of things, maybe some of our own music or, maybe perhaps if other people are willing to join us, we can highlight some other people in their own projects.
Yep.
So
I got some highlighters just right here. We can draw on them a bit.
I'm all ready. Come and get highlighted.
Please.
All right. So, today's theme, since Wonder Woman's coming out, and it's rising above expectations.
Yeah, it's... DC movies have not had the best of reviews as of late, but Wonder Woman's been doing great.
Mm-hmm.
So, more power to her.
Sorry. Spurts of random noises.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... It happens sometimes.
It
comes
does.
from the back of the throat.
Sometimes you just can't get it. Anyways, so to celebrate the release of a successful DC hero, we wanted to commemorate it by doing a special project. It's also kind of in commemoration to Thor or characters of that kind, where they're taken from mythology. I mean, Wonder Woman's not exactly a mythological character from history, but, from historical, mythological places.
Wonder Woman has a lot of Greek mythology sort of intertwined. I mean, Ares,
she's the daughter of Zeus and Hippolyta.
Mm-hmm.
In some versions, she's the daughter of Ares and Hippolyta. So,
well, at least she didn't get born from Zeus's mind, literally.
Yeah, straight from his cranium. Oh,
baby.
Anyway,
I will raise you as my own.
You will become mine.
That's actually where the phrase brainchild came from.
Oh, really?
So if somebody has an idea that it is their idea, it's a brainchild. Zeus with having a literal kid from his brain.
Nice. Well, to
Fun
commemorate,
fact of the day.
Fact of the day. And topical. We looked up our own mythological characters, and not talking about it beforehand, this is kind of a cold read between both of us. Each of us have researched mythological beings and have come up with a modern-day comic booky version like what Wonder Woman or Thor would be. And so there's a lot of characters in mythology that you can pull on.
George W. Bush, Ronald Reagan.
Zach, they're all real. It's not mythology.
No, like Hercules and people like that, they're real. Not Ronald Reagan.
But this is recent history that you're pulling from.
It's like 20 years ago.
Hercules is like a few thousand years ago.
In comparison to all of human history, isn't pretty much anything recent?
I mean, what is time, if not humanistic? We see time because we age. What if the world just sees us as beings that don't last?
Time is very much a human construct. You talk to a dog lately?
Yes.
Yeah. Does that dog have any concept of time? Did you say to that dog, hey, do you know what a minute is?
Yes, but it seems to know very well every day what time it is for food.
Well, that's just because of its a bodily response. When your body decomposes all of this stuff and makes it go elsewhere,
Sorry.
it's time to eat again.
Yeah. Anyways, beyond the dog and time and every which way crazy zaniness, we want to start out, and I think I'll give Zach the first go.
Lovely. So like I was saying with George W. Bush, no, I decided to go with one of my very favorite mythological characters, Prometheus.
Ooh.
Now, Prometheus was a Titan. So if you're not familiar with Titans, Titans came before the gods. They were the fathers of the gods.
Not the alien Prometheus movie.
No. It has nothing to do with space.
Or chest bursters.
No. Would you care for some fire?
Feed me, Daddy!
Curse you, brainchild, not again! So, Prometheus, to give a little background on him, he was the creator of humanity. So, just even beginning, cool concept to work with. And he had a lot of faith in humanity. He wanted to see them flourish and thrive, while the gods, looking at you, Zeus, and your brainchild, wanted them to fail. Because they were like, oh, humanity sucks, they can just go die. But Prometheus, he gave tons and tons of gifts to humanity, the most notable of them being fire. Now, I wanted to really take this on in the comic book spin, but to focus more on the comic. So Prometheus, thousands and thousands of years old, has started to go a little bit senile.
Ooh.
And he decides that he's going to give more gifts to humanity. But he does it in horrible ways that go very awry.
Krampus?
No. He's not evil. He doesn't kill people and
Santa.
isn't from Russia.
Oh.
He's Greek. But just imagine Prometheus going down the street, seeing everything around him, and he's like, what can I do to add to this? He's like, they need to go back to a simpler time.
We need to go back!
And so to give this gift to humanity, he destroys the world. Saves all of humankind, but literally makes them all go back to the Stone Age. And so, for that lonely teenager that's wandering around that used to have all of this electronic stuff, he gives the simple gift of when they're walking through the forest, they find a plug in a tree. When for the elderly person who really needs that heart monitor, he gives the gift of someone that knows CPR. So, now, the interesting thing about this is Prometheus would become the villain in this comic. Title, character, and everything, but people are going to try to stop Prometheus because it's his power that's keeping everything from being horrible, from getting better and staying horrible. So, you're going to have people come up like a modern day Hercules. Someone with super strength who has all these trials that they've gone through and tries to just take him out. But the horrible thing is Prometheus knows everybody's desires and wants to give everybody gifts. And so after each epic, long, huge battle, he just gives them one little thing. Like Hercules growing up, he just had this one teddy bear. So he gives the one teddy bear. Hercules is happy, satisfied to live in a post-apocalyptic Stone Age type world.
Wow.
I put a lot of thought into this.
That was deep.
So
That's a very
There you
dark
go.
horse.
the thoroughbred of sin?
Or variant, I guess. Image Comics, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, what do you have for me?
Well, I went a little bit more Marvel DC route with this character. But if anybody is familiar with the historical figure Gilgamesh,
I know Gilgamesh,
mm-hmm.
the great hunter.
the great hunter, he was actually a real historical figure, a person living in real life. But mythologies have sprout out about him. Now, when they first originally start finding texts about Gilgamesh, it talked about him being kind of a demigod, or in their words, a semi-deity.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only later, in later discoveries, that they found that he was actually just a regular person, but deified in writing. And mythologies were created about him. Now, the thing is what the mythology said was he was a giant. He was one of the original giants. Now, if you think about maybe people like Goliath, they were giants in history. And the great task that he performed was he appeared during war, a war era, and he built a wall around a city to protect it from the invading armies. And I'm not meaning like a Trump wall or anything, you know. This is like a war wall.
Probably pointy sticks.
Mm-hmm. Now, he had a son who was also a giant and everything. Now, I wanted to turn this into a comic book version, which means he would have to last into modern day. Now, I'm going to say, because he was such a great hunter and he accomplished so many great tasks, especially how he protected humankind so much, he was given by the gods of his mythology, which I believe are Zeus.
I think Gilgamesh is Greek.
He was a son of Zeus through one of the random women he has. Yeah. Not brainchild, but like his multiple wives or flings, I guess.
His multiple one-night stands.
Yes, Zeus has a lot.
Yes, he does.
But he is given the gift of semi-deity, which means he wouldn't age, and at least the immediate effects would be he wouldn't age. And so he found his family would start to age, but he wouldn't. That carried on, and as soon as his family kind of scattered amongst humans and became regular-sized beings, human beings, he decided he was no longer needed. His family was guiding themselves. They didn't need his protection. So he decided to just wander and observe everything.
He played Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
But actual life.
Yeah. So
How many Koroks are on Earth?
Yeah. So he wanders Earth and just watches humanity. And it comes to modern day, or near modern day, where technology starts advancing, and he's more intrigued by the advances of this age. And then World War I comes around, and he commits himself to not interfering and just observing. But he sees the atrocities of things happening, all the war, weapons of war being created just for killing more other humans. Mankind's become so vastly more powerful with technology that their inner desires of violence has progressed through their technology. And at the end of World War I, he was broken, heart-stricken. but he still vowed to just be an observer.
So he moved to the moon, donned a blue toga, and
his head
he grew really big.
No. So when World War II came around, he tried to dedicate himself once again to just observing. Now, this is where the comic book deviation happens. Now, in Wonder Woman, she's involved in the movie in World War One. Now, that would completely change certain parts of history if there was this Amazonian lady fighting in World War One. I mean, they probably did cover up, Batman versus Superman. He finds, oh, hey, there's these old pictures. She must have been in World War One.
Is her mom's name Martha?
Martha. No, Hippolyta. No, nowhere close.
Martholita?
Martholita!
My mother's name was Martholita.
But, things like that, like even Captain America.
Was his mom's name Martha?
Him even existing would change the wars, which I think is these two characters probably change the tone or the essence of each comic brand because of the actions they had in the past.
Yeah.
Captain America, he led the way for any super character from to exist. Like, people understood that, hey, these guys can happen. Wonder Woman created the knowledge that maybe got passed around in smaller groups, but Amazonians did exist. I mean, meant the Greek gods existed. So in this story, Gilgamesh has a really rough time holding back in World War II, but it's when the atomic bombs were dropped that he decided no more. Like, that is the worst thing that has ever been created by humanity, and he stepped up and he just went raging across the land trying to fight all adversity. But because we're mixing comic books and mythologies into it, the two blasts of the atomic bombs ruptured a bit of the dimension.
Oh, okay.
And so between the two blasts and how close they were and the energy caused by it, an ancient being of power that Gilgamesh once heard of that was fought by Zeus. I haven't narrowed it down to exactly who was.
His name's Horatio.
Horatio was released by the energies and started plaguing the world.
Cool.
Or maybe he just released and had to gain power. And so over time, until modern day, he didn't have power. Until now he's shown up, and Gilgamesh is the only one who knows enough to be able to fight him. Now, with the powers he's gotten, he is able to shrink himself and look human. But at any moment, he can regain his size and strength and fight.
Okay. Cool. I like that. That'd be real fun. I'd read that comic.
I'd read that comic too.
So, I actually had this little idea I wanted to do with you as well.
Oh, yeah?
So, I'm going to give you a random mythological creature.
If I know it.
And I'll explain a bit of it and things like that. And this is a very bizarre one. And I want you to come up with a serious comic idea from it.
Okay.
So, from Japanese mythology.
Oh, boy.
There is a creature that is a vampire cat. Basically...
Japanese and their cats.
Yeah, it's really interesting. But basically what it is if an owner does not take care of their cat when they're alive, the cat is going to come back as a vampire and kill him by sucking their blood. So,
What if they didn't originally have an owner?
that could be your start.
So, I picture it more of a Walking Dead scenario. the walking cats.
The kitty dead.
The kitty dead. So, I would take that and be like, okay, the first thought, Japanese. I was imagining anime manga style comics.
Senpai cat.
But then if we wanted to go more Marvel DC comics, or maybe Walking Dead, Dark Horse, Image Comics, things like that, I would say that is it just one specific creature? Or is it like
That's up to you.
That's exactly what it like.
It is. It's
the
a
way
vampire cat.
okay.
That's what happens
So yeah,
to these cats.
I would say that it was the mythology of the 9 lives when secretly cats had 2 lives. One life wouldn't be accessed unless they were mistreated, and they would have to come back.
They come back bigger.
Oh,
much bigger.
So think of the pet cemeteries.
Oh no!
Everything coming out. Oh, the backyards where you planted your cats.
You kicked that cat once.
The sides of the road.
Oh no!
I mean, think of it. All the dumpsters, all the dump itself. Just suddenly these large vampire cats just start coming out. It would definitely be an apocalyptic story about these large cats appearing, and then you'd have a group of adventurers, maybe some Japanese people mingle in because they know about the mythology of it, and so they know best how to, avoid and interact with these creatures, kind of a thing.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Now you just have to think of what was the event that caused them all to come back.
The cataclysmic event.
Cataclysmic event. Maybe it was one of the collapses of a nuclear power plant, or maybe it was just a shift in the supernatural.
It's like I Am Legend. It's a disease, but it only affects dead cats. So, I like it. Up for another? Let's give you So, in European mythology, actually, there's a thing called a cockatrice. And are you aware of what a cockatrice is?
I've heard of cockatrices. I'm not sure what the official description of them is.
So a cockatrice is basically a large rooster that can turn people to stone. And can also cure that said petrification.
Okay.
It is said to be the arch nemesis of a basilisk.
Oh yeah,
which is
that's
the
right.
massive giant snakes that are born from chicken eggs. So try to incorporate a cockatrice into something happening modern day.
So let's say it's a mixture of the Ragnarok, where the great serpent has come to eat the world, but it doesn't come as just one serpent. It comes as multiple serpents. So it's kind of a mixture of mythologies. So all these random giant serpents called basilisks suddenly appear, and they start turning people to stone, eating people, doing all the random,
And there's a man, he's in college, and this man is in an agriculture program, and he was going to a lab one day. He was doing a massive study on chickens. When all of a sudden this rooster goes up and he starts chasing him everywhere. Eventually gets to him and bites him in the ankle. And this man becomes a were-cockatrice.
Okay.
So every full moon he turns into a half rooster, half man.
Not where I was going, but okay.
With a Peter Pan type rooster call.
Nice. I am the Cockaman-trice.
Mantris?
Mantris. I am the Mantris. Hear me, cockadoodle.
You mean like mantis? Like
No, not like mantis. Like girl mantis and Guardians of the Galaxy. No.
What man
Tris. Cockatrice.
Why?
Trissa.
Why the trees?
Because I'm a cockatrice.
Good chicken.
KFC's happy.
Yes. His nemesis can be Colonel Sanders, who started the Ragnarok.
We shall bring out the cockatrices.
And we'll fry them.
We will fry them all.
Think of the thigh meat.
You thought gold was good.
So, have you watched Wonder Woman yet?
Is it good?
I haven't watched it.
Me neither. Might go see it soon.
So let us know in the comments below. Let us know your favorite mythological character or even a creature. And come up with how they would act in modern life.
Mm-hmm.
We'll feature some of the best stories next time.
Yeah, just let us know. Comment in the video. We're going to think about doing some live streaming at some point once we get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And till next time.